Alright, tents up. We have a wonderful sunset, and yeah, we didn't make it far, but my wife had last year 2 brain surgeries and she's still recovering, and I'm very proud that she even made it so far with a backpack. And yeah, we found a nice camp spot right on the cliffs. Let's talk about our idea or why we thought it's time to make our own tent. We used over years with our son a lot of 3-person tents, and we used the 3-person tents mostly for ourselves because the most 2-person tents are just too small, not enough spacious for 2 persons, especially when you want a bit arm space and a bit like room to stretch. And most tents with a 50-inch floor, yeah, they don't give you that. It's just like, I feel like always cramped. In our older tents, we just basically, you kiss the mesh in the night. You're so cramped in that small space. We said, oh my God, yeah, we switched to a 3-person tent at this time and another 3-person tent. And it was spacious, but flimsy. Mostly the poles were then too thin, and yeah, somehow the big panels couldn't handle winds, and so we need something a bit more. We switched to a trekking pole tent, great tent, but we wanted a bit more, something a bit more easy in the evening, like when you go for 10 days hiking and you're just exhausted in the evening. You want something more simple to pitch. I found sometimes trekking pole tents, as soon the ground is a bit uneven, yeah, I found it a bit tricky in the evening. I don't like stress in the evening, or don't like to think about geometry in the evening when I pitch a tent. That was one of the reasons why we said, yeah, maybe let's try something else. But overall, that was a great tent. And yeah, as I said before, the most tents were just too small. We couldn't find anything what suits us really. Even like when you look for sturdy tents, then like Hilleberg or other manufacturers, they are great, but they're again like extreme heavy. We wanted something what you can carry with 2 persons easily, not too heavy. Yeah, and then we said, let's build our own tent. Okay, we started basically last year in April 25 and designed our first tent, and basically took it out in Norway last year on the Lofoten Long Crossing and tested it structure-wise, how it handles wind. And the first tent what we had was made from silk poly, but we had just normal standard poles. And structure-wise, it was really nice. We didn't have vestibules at all on the tent, which was a bit like a factor where we said, oh, maybe vestibules. And we basically added constantly something on the tent. We didn't just want to bring something out and then 2 months later, oh, we have a new feature on the tent, and then there's a version 2, 3, 4 or whatever. We rather test it full till we are completely happy, and then we release a tent. We had basically, the first version was a silk poly, silicone outside, PU coating inside, which worked absolutely great. We tested after that the same tent in silk nylon, triple silicone nylon, which was perfect too. It was a minimal stretch, but compared to silk poly, definitely a bit more. You need to tighten the tent overnight a bit more when you have a rainy night. And in the morning you carry the water weight. That's a bit like the downside, but strength-wise, it was perfect. We also tested different poles. We went from 9.6 millimeter poles that were already sturdy, extreme sturdy, to 10.2 NSL from Duck in the latest version, and we are now going in the next version to 10.7 Duck PL poles. And yeah, and I think the structure wise, I feel like when you wrap the guide point around the pole instead by the full sleeves, is it different. You have just the guide points on the side. It gives you way more stability when you pitch the tent, especially when you build it up from the ground. And yeah, we wanted something really sturdy, and I feel like now our next version, we made a couple of changes. We went back to bottom sleeves and clips, and yeah, I think that's the final version. I'm really excited. I think the tent is roughly in 3 weeks then with us. We designed everything from scratch again and made a couple of changes. We have bigger vents, we have a couple of extra features, which is really nice. And we were back to Sil Poly, both sides silicone coated, and I think that's for the humid UK, for me personally, definitely a really good option. Yeah, we'll see. We test everything again. But yeah, I'm really keen with the new version that this is the final one. And when everything works well, then yeah, we release soon new videos about the tent. Yeah, I want to thank you everyone who subscribed to our mailing list. We didn't expect any engagement in or with our latest video. It was just for us, wow, 2,200 views. That doesn't sound much, but for us, we didn't expect any engagement. It was just like, it means a lot to us. And it was nice to see how many people commented on it and that there's actually an interest in it. And yeah, we're moving forward with that quite quickly. As soon as we have the tent, we bring it out on the coast and test it properly. We are not short on strong winds and rain here on the coast. It's the same when you go in the mountains. We had actually over the winter, roughly nearly every day, it felt like at least 30 miles, and torrential rain, the perfect test ground for actually our tent. Yeah, thank you for supporting our little startup. It means a lot, and yeah, I hope we can bring a couple of more videos out. If you haven't subscribed to the mailing list, just head over to the website. I link the website under the video, and then you can subscribe, and you get basically the first pictures, what we don't publish it up front, and more insights in our development process and the newest videos, and at the end, the early access offer, early bird launch offer for our tent. Yeah, thank you. Good morning. Oh, look at the views. What a place to wake up. We had already pancakes. Problem was, I left the plates at home and I left the honey at home. But apart from that, we still had a frying pan to eat out of the frying pan. Yeah, real life. My sleeping mat popped. I don't know why. There's somewhere a pinhole, which was actually pretty cold this night. I pumped it 4 times up, and yeah, we had 2 degrees or something like that this night, and a lot of humidity. But yeah, apart from that, pretty cool camp spot. Yeah, now we are going to the next beach. I think it's 6 degrees at the moment. Ooh. But yeah, we go for a swim, have a nice coffee, and carry on. Yeah, if I'm not able to speak later because of the wind over the field, just quite protected at the moment. Yeah, then I say from here, goodbye. Thank you for watching. Thank you for commenting under the last video. That means a lot to us. And thank you for everyone who subscribed to the mailing list again. That was, yeah, thank you. Means a lot. That pushes us a bit forward, gives us motivation for the next one. And yeah, we share updates soon with our mailing list. If you haven't subscribed, just head over to the website, subscribe on the mailing list, and we send you updates about the tent and first photos from the next version. And yeah, launch offer as soon the tent is ready. Thank you for watching. Goodbye from Cornwall.